Hey, this is Lala Legacy, and welcome back to another episode of Little Busters. So, before we jump in, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button because that would mean the whole world to me. And afterwards, if you like this video, hit that like button too. Alright, let's get into this. Her eyes were narrowed into a glare, their corners glittering with wetness. That's why I decided to do my best to piss her off! Haruka-san. With moist eyes, she spoke as if she was forcing out the dregs, the dregs from the deepest reaches of her heart. Her, and all those stupid adults who worship her. The things I do, and the things that I've done. If I'm worthless, then she's just as worthless. Isn't that true? Because we've got the same mother. We share a half. More than anything, I wanted to do something to distinguish myself from her. But I wanted to mock her, that rigid, oh so serious honors student. To see her always so pissed off was fun. It was really fun. Every week she goes to report to them. I'm sure the adults all make scandalized faces and give her long sermons. You're supposed to keep her under rein. Why can't you stop her from making such a mess? You're different from that. Whoopsie. It feels so great. Even though she acts so superior. She's tied up in their rules. Tied to those idiot adults. Me? I'm free. I never got to go to school when I was in the SAIGUSA household, so now I'm totally happy. It's crazy how enjoyable and fun my life is now. Haruka-san continued while laughing. I'm always doing fun things, but then she went and spread the stuff around. She did this. She saw that I was starting to enjoy myself, so she had to snatch that all away. She. I heard the sound of her teeth grinding. Tears were dribbling down Haruka-san's face as she talked about how horrible Futaki-san was. No, I don't want this. I don't. No. Haruka-san clenched her head with both hands. Here at school, I don't want it to be the same as it was there. I don't want any more pain. I don't want any more grief. I don't want to be miserable or starving or depressed anymore. But the thing I most don't want is to be told to leave. For me, there's nowhere else for me to go. For me to lose this place too. No, I don't want that. Haruka-san began to tremble violently. I'm not a bad girl. I'm not a bad girl. It wasn't my fault. She's the bad one. It wasn't me. It's not me. Hey, Riki-kun? My breath caught. A shiver ran down my spine. Haruka-san's eyes were strange. Empty. With eyes like that, she was making a queer expression, crying and smiling at the same time. I'm that kind of child. Yeah, even though I knew full well what I was doing. All along, the whole time, I knew what I was doing. Fun things, happy things, things that weren't hard, things that weren't painful. Haruka-san, in reality I'm a bad girl. While repeating these things, Haruka-san strongly grasped my arm. Her fingers sank into the flesh of my skin. I was so caught up in the moment I couldn't feel a thing. I had better just start repenting for my existence. Haruka-san, you're not needed. If only you weren't around. It's all your fault. Everything's your fault. You're the bad seed. It'd be better if you were dead. That's what everyone said. Haruka-san's hand was shaking as she held me in her grip. I could see it in my mind's eye. Looking up, seeing those tall, dark forms all around you, hearing the voices of those tall, dark forms, voices that compared you to someone else, turning into voices of rejection. How could someone who had, since birth, been surrounded by that go on living? If it's like this, Haruka-san's face distorted, as though disgorging the sediment built up inside her heart. She shouted out her resentment at someone who wasn't there. If it's like this, it'd be better if I was never born. Haruka-san! I seized Haruka-san's shoulders. I shook her by the shoulders again and again, and I shook her. I shouted at Haruka-san, who was sobbing convulsively. You can't say that! A spark of light returned to Haruka-san's eyes. You can't say that! Why not? Haruka-san shot back that question in a childlike voice. Why? Because that's a horrible thing to say. There's nothing fun or happy about it. Haruka-san's fingers trembled. A person rejecting themselves, if that happens, it's all over, isn't it? That's why you can't say that. I don't want you to ever say that. I wonder if I had once heard those words from someone. It might have been Kyosuke or perhaps someone else. Please, promise me you won't say it again. Haruka-san, promise me. Say you'll never say it again. Haruka-san's lips soundlessly mouthed another why. Why? Right. Why? Why did I want her to make that promise? Why did I need that promise so badly? I see. It's because I love you, Haruka-san. That's all. Your past has nothing to do with it. My heart revolted against Futaki-san's warnings. I couldn't stand anyone saying I should reject this girl named Saigusa Haruka. I love you, Haruka. Anyone would be angry were the girl they loved being spoken badly of. Haruka-san began to cry in intermittent sobs again. Since she was in no state to go back to the dorm, I ended up walking Haruka-san all the way to her house. Will you be fine with your curfew? Yeah, I'll figure something out. Thanks to Kyosuke, I'm used to this kind of thing after all. I guess that's true. Haruka-san nodded with eyes puffed and red from crying. I looked up at her house. It was pitch dark inside. Looks like they're not here today. They're probably at work, Haruka-san added. Good night, Riki-kun. Sorry for getting your uniform all wet. It's no problem, something like that. Yeah, sorry. Rather than sorry, I'd rather you say thanks. Haruka-san gave a small laugh. She's finally smiling again. Thanks, Riki-kun. You have my gratitude. Making a sweep with her left hand, Haruka-san bowed her head in a formal gesture. Yeah! Right, well, see you tomorrow. Haruka-san's expression grew cloudy. Tomorrow, are you going to skip? Haruka-san hesitated a little. No. Haruka-san reached her arms out tentatively. As she embraced me lightly, Haruka-san looked down. Haruka-san? Tomorrow, too, will be okay, since Riki-kun is there for me. I'll be fine. So I'll see you tomorrow. With a small sigh, Haruka-san withdrew her hands from my chest and stepped away, raising her head. Her twin tails danced gently. There was a faint scent of citrus trailing after her. Good night! Leaving me with a final goodbye, Haruka-san went into her house. Good night, Haruka-san. I needed to get back to the dorms myself. After homeroom ended, Masato and Kengo came over to my desk. Masato, Kengo, what's up? The rumors. Have you heard 'em, Riki? So you guys have heard it too? Kengo silently nodded. Did you hear from Kyosuke? Nah, someone else. The stuff about SAIGUSA'S been all over the school. Even the kids in our class are talking about it. Glancing over to where his chin was pointing, I found a group of students whispering together. They averted their eyes when they saw me looking. I see. She can't help how she was born, that Saigusa. Masato. I'm just saying, don't make a scary face like that. But it looks like the stuff in the pamphlets was true. Is that so? With that, we sank into silence. Did you hear? That girl from the other class? They say her dad was... I know, right? Right? They say the room was covered in blood. Huh? I thought they said he poured kerosene all over and burned them alive. It seems the rumors were evolving, with people adding whatever macabre details, sorry, to make the story more interesting or bizarre. He took a big skewer and that girl, she's got a knife in her desk too. I wanted to cover my ears. How was Haruka taking this? As I thought about that, my anger flamed towards the ones responsible for spreading the flyers. Riki, please don't say anything, Masato. But there was a loud noise. Someone stood up. It was the head prefect. Futaki-san had a severe expression on her face. In an instant, the cafeteria fell silent. As Futaki-san said nothing, the normal commotion soon resumed. Looks like Futaki's pissed off too. Probably because of the irresponsible rumors flying around. Huh? Why would she care? Well, there's a rumor going around that the reason Futaki hates Saigusa is because they're sisters. Is that true? Wait, Kyosuke? Kyosuke looked down at me, standing there sucking on a small carton of milk. They look alike, don't they, those two? But is there any proof? Nope, which is probably why Futaki is so upset. Kyosuke was looking intently at me. What, Kyosuke? Nothing. Oh, okay. I was probably the only one who knew for a fact that they were sisters. As I set aside my chopsticks, I thought that silently in my mind. After lunch, I made my way to the courtyard, where I found Haruka-san and Futaki-san in the middle of a fight. Wait right there, Saigusa Haruka. Listen to me until I'm done. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Stop! Futaki-san grabbed Haruka-san's arm. What? Futaki-san stiffened as she grasped Haruka-san. Listen to me. I'm just passing through. Got a problem with that? Haruka-san spoke spitefully over her shoulder. The one that told everyone we're sisters, was that you? Huh? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Stop it. If you're the one doing this, that's it. Or that is. Wait, what? Wait. Stop it. If you're the one doing this, that is. Oh, okay. It wasn't me. Didn't people just figure it out on their own? Saigusa Haruka, what you've done is foolish. Right. You're right. I'm an idiot, so of course I do foolish things. Huh? No one's calling you an idiot. Futaki-san's attitude held none of its usual sharpness. If anything, her tone was soft and appealing. Oh, don't you realize? These rumors are damaging your image even more. They're saying you're the one spreading the rumor to try and divert the attention onto someone else. Well, isn't it great being everyone's beloved head prefect? Saigusa Haruka, you will report to the guidance room after school. I've been told the teachers want to speak with you. Haruka-san's face paled. There's nothing I want to speak with them about. As you wish. You've been told. You had this all prepared beforehand. This is why you always do things. Whatever. It'll be fine if I go, right? Haruka-san squared her shoulders and stalked off toward the school building. Futaki-san. Hey, what do you think about all this? It's become quite a problem, don't you think? Didn't you bring this on yourself? Saigusa Haruka, looks like she's found herself some support. Futaki ignored my question. Then suddenly she fixed me with her gaze. You really are a meddlesome person. She's going to destroy herself, that girl. Aren't you the one that's aiming to do that? Is that what you think? Anyone would think that, wouldn't you say? You're trying to chase her out of the school. The corners of Futaki-san's lips quirked. Just the opposite. What? What I've been doing is the opposite. The exact opposite. I'm not chasing her out to destroy her. Rather, if I don't do it, she will be broken. Are you trying to tell me you're chasing her out as a good deed? Well, I do believe she will be happier that way. Next one. It will have to be the next place where Saigusa Haruka finds her place in the world. You really are a bully. Yes, I know. Futaki-san nodded. I'm a bully, just like you've said so many times. I'm a bully. Therefore, I could do whatever needs to be done. But Naoiriki, you are also a bad person. And because of that, I hate you. I'm not crazy about you either. Oh, then it seems we match, Why don't you give up on Saigusa Haruka and go out with me instead? No thanks. Oh dear, I was rejected. Futaki-san laughed through her nose. Well then, this heartbroken maiden will just take her leave. Who's the heartbroken one here? Me, obviously. Isn't it obvious? Expressionless as always, Futaki-san left after those words. Oh, screw that bitch, dude. On the weekend, I decided to go along with Haruka-san as she made her usual trip home. You didn't have to force yourself to come along, You didn't have to force yourself to come along, Riki-kun. It's no problem. The one who's having to force herself here is obviously Haruka-san. We headed for the Saigusa home. The spotless dining room. The sparklingly new, neatly arranged cooking utensils. The brand new looking tablecloth. I already knew that the whole set was a recent acquisition rather than something accumulated naturally over the years. I'm so glad you could stop by again, Naoi-san. Right, Haruka? Thanks for coming by tonight. Would you like seconds? Yes, please. Eat to your heart's content. Thank you. I carried some rice to my mouth with my chopsticks. Just like before, I couldn't really taste anything. Now then, Haruka, how's school been lately? Don't slack off just because the tests are over. That's right, just as your father says. Give it your best till the end, Haruka. Make sure you're studying properly. Haruka-san kept silent. Have you been making lots of friends? Don't make any trouble for your neighbors in the dorm. It's fine. This is Haruka we're talking about, right, Haruka? I see. Well, that's fine then. Is it fun saying the same things over and over? The two adults sitting before us put their chopsticks down and fell silent. Is it fun? Hey, does doing this satisfy some base need? Back at the Saigusa house, I was taught to be silent when eating. If I even so much as opened my mouth, they'd smack my head with a spoon. They hit me as many times as they wanted. I wasn't even allowed to say it hurt. If I said it hurt, they'd hit me even more, so I kept quiet through it all. So is this fun for you? Is it? Of course it is, Haruka. We enjoy talking with you, of course we do. Haruka-san suddenly flung her bowl against the wall. She then leapt to her feet and grabbed the tablecloth, pulling it with all of her might. Utensils, glassware, plates, and the neat flower vase all crashed onto the floor. Fun? Is this fun? This? What about this is enjoyable? Haruka-san. Well, I don't enjoy it. Come on, Haruka-san. I'm going home. I can't stand this. Where will you go home to, Haruka? Haruka-san's mother muttered the question softly. It's all I'll go. Unable to think of a reply, Haruka-san bit her lip. At the very least, I would never, ever lay a hand on you. That's got nothing to do with it. Leave me alone! Haruka-san kicked her chair over and then left the dining room. I hurriedly chased after her. I heard a door shut. Outside? Haruka-san, where did she go? I ran around looking for her, but Haruka-san was nowhere to be found. Having parents, I wonder if that's how a normal dinner is supposed to go. I muttered that as I made my way back. Did you find Haruka? No, I didn't see her anywhere. Turning to face the direction of the voice, I found Haruka-san's parents both standing there. I'm very sorry about this. Why should you apologize? To be honest, we really don't know how to deal with that child. It's only natural for her to hold a grudge. After all, we weren't there to help her when she most needed it. The entire thing was a horrible business, a horrible, miserable story. Who the hell was responsible for this terrible state of affairs? Just who? Haruka-san is, she's the daughter of you and another man, isn't she? Neither of them answered. It looks like even Haruka-san doesn't know. Why haven't you told her? I can't explain that, not to you. Why? Because it's our problem. You may think that's a selfish excuse. In fact, I think so too. Then why don't you just tell me about it? Is Haruka-san your daughter? I can't say. Then is she not your daughter? I can't say. Why? Isn't Haruka-san your child? You should be the ones able to prove everything. Get a DNA test or something. If you're her father... Those words can't come from my mouth. Her father was adamant about it. Is Haruka-san not your child? I don't know if the voice that I spoke in was filled with anger or despair. She's my daughter. Then why? Why? It's because she's my daughter that I can't say it. I can't. Both parents hung their heads. What should I do? What can I do? Full of frustration more than anger, I made my way back to the school. Haruka-san? She stood there looking like a ghost. Hey, Riki! Haruka-san, I was looking for you. You just took off. I want to do some research. What? Research? Research on what? She said it so suddenly I had no idea what she was talking about. On which one I am. All this time they've told me what they thought, but I've never seen any proof, so I thought I should find out for myself. To go on like this, not knowing the truth, I can't stand it anymore. I have to know whether or not I'm the wrong one. But Haruka-san, what if she really was the wrong one, what would she do? If that's how it is, that's how it is. I've already resigned myself to that. I really should have tried to find out sooner. I only didn't because I believed in her. Thought she'd keep the... Haruka-san hung her head, muttering to herself. Then she looked up and spoke to me. But then she had to go and spread those flyers. So now it's fine for me to find this out, right? Haruka-san was asking for my opinion. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think that's a fine idea. I'll help you out. Thanks, Riki-kun. Then we'll start our research tomorrow. I got it. I'll see you tomorrow, Haruka-san. Yeah, bye-bye, Riki-kun. I waved to Haruka-san, then left. As I walked away, back towards the dorms, I looked back over my shoulder. Haruka-san was watching me go. During break time, I headed down to buy some juice. It's Haruka-san. Haruka-san was fixing up a poster that read, "No running in the halls, the disciplinary committee." Haruka-san? Hello, Riki! What are you doing? That poster was torn, so I'm fixing it. I see, so you're fixing it. Won't Futaki-san get mad? Haruka-san nodded as she spun the red pen she was holding around in the air. Don't worry about it. It'd be a shame to leave it looking like this. I guess that's true. As we talked with each other, several students passed by, whispering to each other. Looks like the rumor mill hasn't let up. Don't worry about that either. Haruka-san returned the red marker to her pocket and gave a little smile. See you, Riki-kun! Yeah, see you after school. We went our separate ways. Haruka-san and I met up in the cafeteria. There we began our research. Good work earlier. Huh? Oh, yeah. Anyway, Riki-kun, I've been thinking. Well, I'm not really that smart, so I had some trouble, but I figured out the process and brought the forms we need. Haruka-san spoke quickly, cutting me off. Wait a second, Haruka-san. What are you talking about? Well, to start with, I was thinking of getting a copy of the family register. What do you think? Ah, that sounds good. I've seen a certificate of residence once, but I've never browsed through any official family records. Yeah, if we take a look at the time around my birth date, between the two of us, we should be able to find the right record. But how do we get our hands on the records? I looked into it, and it looks like you can mail in a request for them. Haruka-san showed me the documents she had. Ah, so we just send in these documents to request it. Yeah, it looks that way. Haruka-san started writing. All right, now I just need to mail it. Is there a mailbox nearby? Yeah, I think. There's one by the school gates. I believe I saw Coon mailing something there once. At least, I felt I had. Really? Then wait here for a bit, Riki-kun. I'll go mail it. Okay. I'm back! Was there a mailbox there? Yep, there was. Thank you, Riki-kun. I wonder where little Kun was sending her letter to. It looked like she was writing to someone. Overseas correspondence, I think. Ah, pen pal. That's just like little Kun. Oops. Let's get back to the point. I don't think we'll be able to uncover the whole truth with just this. I guess next... we could get the mother and child health record from after you were born. Mother and child health record? Yeah, after a child is born and the mom goes in for a checkup with the child, they make a record of the information. If we could get our hands on it, there might be something there. To be honest, an actual diary from her parents would be even better. Though we had no idea where something like that might be found. I see. Good thinking, Riki-kun. You're so smart. But I can't go home right now. Why? 'Cause she's still at home. I see. Yeah, so let's go when no one's there. That way it'll be easier to look around, right? I got it. Let's do that. I guess that's all for today then. While we were talking, I had started growing hungry. I baked some muffins. Want some, Riki-kun? Yeah, I'll have some. Haruka-san, your muffins are great. I really like them. Haruka-san blushed a little. Flattery won't get you anywhere, It's not flattery. I'm being serious. You really think so? Well, I'm happy if that's the case. And so, despite Haruka-san's embarrassment, we happily shared the muffins. Lunchtime. As I was passing through the courtyard, Haruka-san called out to me. Riki-kun! Haruka-san, what's up? Looks like she really wasn't taking too much stress over the rumors. She was sitting on a bench in a slightly crowded courtyard. Yeah, just doing some sunbathing. I see, the weather sure is fine today. Oh right, looky here. Haruka-san took out a small Tupperware. I made some chiffon cake. You can have some if you like. It looks great. So you finally got the recipe down? Haruka-san tilted her head. Yep, I practiced it a ton. Tell me what you think, or tell me what a good girl I am. Uh-huh, you're great. Well, dig in. I took one of the slices. It's kind of creamy inside, isn't it? It really was well made. The texture was light, and it slipped down the throat with a velvety feeling. The sweet cream magnified the overall taste. What do you think? It's great. Really? That's good. I'll make another one for you sometime. Any requests? What's on the menu? Well, there's green tea flavor or cheese filling. It tastes good with jam on it too. Should I bring some jam next time? What flavor do you like? Jam? Let's see. I guess this doesn't really matter. But I think I remember her talking about marmalade before. Maybe marmalade. Marmalade? That's pretty bitter. I don't know if it'd go too well with the cake. Huh. Haruka-san's response was a little strange. It'd be better to pick something sweet, wouldn't it? Maybe strawberry? Or apple jam? All right, I'll get some ready for next time. Haruka-san closed the empty Tupperware and stood up. Well, I've got to run. Yeah, the bell's about to sound. Yep, see you, Reiki-kun. Bye-bye, Haruka-san. I watched Haruka-san leave. Sorry I'm late. Haruka-san showed up a little after we had agreed. One of the teachers nabbed me. Said I shouldn't be running in the halls. That's too bad. There was a sweet smell of sugar and butter in the air. Ah, I see. She must have been making chiffon cake. Can you smell it? Yeah, sorta. Haruka-san was acting demure. It's probably because I've been practicing a lot lately. I see. You've been practicing. Yep, I'm doing my best. Well, that aside, shall we go? The two of us left walking. Today, we had decided to go to Haruka-san's house and dig through the storage shed looking for whatever we could find. So nobody's home today? Yep, no one's in. Let's get started. All right. Pulling on work gloves, we headed for the storage. Oh, it's dusty. Looks like no one ever cleans this place, even though your house is usually spotless. Well, a professional cleaner comes by every once in a while to clean the house. Looks like cleaning the storage isn't in their contract. That cardboard over there looks like it might have something. Where, this one? Yep. There's something on top of it. We'll have to move that first. Heave! Oh, Riki, you're so strong! How manly! Give me a hand too, Haruka-san. Here, grab that side. Roger! Whew, my back hurt. By the time we had finished moving all the boxes up to Haruka-san's room, the sun had already set. Open up, Reiki-kun! I opened the door and Haruka-san was there holding a tray with glasses. Good work, Riki-kun! I took one of the glasses, which held barley tea, and took a long sip. It's nice and cold. I had it ready in the fridge beforehand. Here, something sweet to take away the aches. The tray also held a few scones. I brought some different jams for them, so try a few. The yellow is marmalade and the purple is blueberry. The red one is strawberry and the green one is kiwi. Ooh, that sounds good. I think. I spread some marmalade on one of the scones and took a bite. The buttery smell, the crispy texture, and the jam all blended together perfectly. It's good. Wow, I've been saying that a lot lately. It's fine just saying that. Any more than that belongs in a gourmet manga. After that, we talked about Haruka-san's scone recipe, among other things. That was good. Thanks for the food. Hey, what's up? Hey. Haruka-san grabbed my hand and used a tissue to wipe my fingertips. There, all clean. Thanks. And now if you lose this, there'll be a penalty. And out of nowhere, she started thumb wrestling me. Hey, take that! Of course, there was no way I could lose to a girl, so I thought. Wait! Ugh! She effortlessly pinned me down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10! I win! I lost. Wait, Haruka-san, aren't you supposed to be left-handed? It was no wonder I'd lost to her since we used our left hands, and mine was the non-dominant one. A win is a win! Boo! Meanie. And with that, let's get to your penalty. Fine, but nothing impossible, alright? No worries, no worries, you can do it. Nothing for it then, what is it? Praise me. It definitely wasn't what I had expected. Alright. Anything? Yep, just lay it on me. Haruka-san, you're a good kid. Really? More. Good girl, good girl. As I stroked her head and praised her, Haruka-san let out a deep sigh of relief. We purposefully avoided talking about school. The rumors weren't letting up at all, and Haruka-san was isolated even within the dorms. Even the dorm heads seemed unable to quell the rumors. To Haruka-san, me being there might have been the only relief she had in her life right now. Seeing Haruka-san's delighted expression made me feel good too. Reiki-kun, you're so nice! Haruka-san was twiddling her fingers as she murmured that. Aww. My cat is trying to play with the ball that's hanging on his tree. He's being silly. How come? Why? I had already learned the answer to that question. Because I like you, Haruka-san. Haruka-san made another delighted expression. Reiki-kun, you really are nice. Hey, Reiki-kun. Do you want to kiss? Eh? What? All of a sudden? This is how I always act, isn't it? I started responding before her nonsensical response had really sunk in. I guess it... Wait, no it isn't. Don't wanna? That wasn't it. I shook my head. Then let's do it. Okay? Slowly I leaned my face towards hers. It was a kiss light as a feather. What? My first kiss tasted like marmalade. Haruka-san softly touched her lips with her left index finger. I blushed unconsciously. Miki-kun, you're all red. Haruka-san, you too. Haruka-san too. You're blushing. Because it's embarrassing. Oh, I'm embarrassed too. We looked at each other's faces. Then slowly the two of us smiled. Riki-kun's there for me, so see you tomorrow. So everything will be all right. Were Haruka-san's unspoken words as she gazed at my face. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Haruka-san. I left. I looked over my shoulder, and Haruka-san was still standing there. I waved to her once, then turned and walked away. Tasted like marmalade, huh? Without realizing it, I caught myself smiling. Lunch was about halfway over when the crowds finally thinned out. I guess since they updated the menu, everyone's been eating in the cafeteria these days. Reiki-kun! Haruka-san, still helping out the lunch lady? Yep, I'm just done taking out the garbage. It must be hard. Not at all. It's a good feeling when you get, it's a good feeling you get from helping out. I see. I guess the lunch ladies hadn't been paying attention to the rumors. And that must have made Haruka-san happy. Excuse me, I need to get by. A small figure broke away from the line of students returning their trays. Why is this so crowded? Kud! Haro! Haro, Riki! Kud's greeting somehow lacked its usual energy. Still, she held her arms neatly in front of her and gave a little bow. You two done with lunch? Yeah, all done. Is that so? Oh, hello, Saigusa-san. As Kud went to say a greeting to Haruka-san, she paused, looking puzzled. Haro? What's up, little Kud? No, it's nothing. Kud's nose twitched as if she was sniffing at the air. Always acting like the doggy you are, little coon. Wahoo! Please stop with the spinning, please. Round and round you go. Wahoo! Ooh, my eyes are still spinning. See you, Riki. As I watched Cute leave, I gave a wry smile. What was that about? Riki-kun, I've got some work left, so I'll see you later. Okay, see you, Haruka-san. Haruka-san vanished back into the kitchen. Sorry to keep you waiting, Riki-kun. Shall we go? Haruka-san and I began to walk. Looking through every single one of these boxes will be tough. Well, there's nothing for it but to go through them one by one. I guess. Haruka-san seemed despondent. Apparently, there had been no information in the family register that she had been sent. All that was written there was the record of twins having been born to two parents, just like normal. I'm guessing the family arranged for the listing to be read that way to avoid a scandal. There are no albums with me in them or anything. I didn't even go to school after all. Rather, I wasn't allowed to go to school. They told the school I was a shut-in who refused to attend. Haruka-san grabbed a box on the opposite side of me and continued speaking. And if the teachers tried to visit me at our house on the mountain, the family would chase them away. I've never even seen them. So even now I'm not really good at living in a community. Like, it takes effort to even figure out when I'm supposed to eat or anything. No one gives me any orders, so a lot of the time I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. As she sorted through a sheaf of old-looking papers, Haruka-san spoke haltingly. Well, with enough repetition, I can figure things out. Repetition? Repeated failure, I mean. Like, remember when we first met? I never could read the mood. Yeah. I've never been to a sports day or on a field trip. I have no good memory to name, I guess. Hey, Riki-kun. Yeah? How was your childhood, Riki-kun? Was it fun? I had no idea how to reply to that. But in the end, I couldn't say anything but the truth. It wasn't all fun and games. I see, Haruka-san murmured, then fell silent. I could tell from your face that you're an ill-fated person too, Riki-kun. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, I didn't mean anything serious. Sorry to derail the conversation, but about field trips, I'm really looking forward to this one. You mean the school one? Yeah, it's coming up soon, right? We're going to take a bus and go sightseeing. I've never ridden a tour bus before. It'll be awesome sitting in a wide seat. You know those sparkling lamps? I want to get one of those. Haruka-san kept repeating how much she had been looking forward to the trip over and over. If only we could be in the same class. Hearing Haruka-san's depressed tone, I didn't know what I could say to her. Thinking about going with my class almost makes me want to skip it. But you know, it's going to be my very first field trip, so I keep telling myself I have to do my best to enjoy it. Haruka-san said with a smile on her face. Haruka-san's class. I had no idea how it was for her in there. I couldn't find anything to say and we sank into silence. I mean, she was in the same class as that Futaki-san. I didn't even need to ask to imagine how that was. Then for the field trip, why don't you come over to our bus? Hey, is that okay? I don't think anyone will notice one or two people trading places. Everyone will be making a ruckus anyways. Really? I wonder if it'll be okay. If that doesn't work out, we'll just stow you in the trunk. Ah, Riki-kun, that's mean! Just joking. Boo, boo. I'm sure it'll be fine. When the time comes, I want to sit next to Riki-kun. Eh? It's no good? Haruka-san made a really hurt face, so I answered in a fluster. No, it's nothing like that. Oh, good! Relief spread across Haruka-san's face. I'm so glad. Even if we can't do it, just your response alone makes me happy. But that is all the time that I have for this episode, guys. So if you liked it, hit that like button down below and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Love you. Bye!